Mauricio Pochettino has officially left Chelsea Football Club, and they say it's by mutual consent, but I genuinely believe the man has walked out or he's been sacked. There's no such thing as a mutual breakup or a mutual consent leaving the entity that you're in. One of the parties didn't want to happen. I've got the story. I'm going to break it down. We're going to look at why this is the correct decision, regardless whether you are Poch in, Poch out. Chelsea Football Club without Mauricio Pochettino is the correct decision. Let's break this down. Let's not be emotional. Let's not be reactionary. I'm not gonna lie to you, I got exactly what I wanted because I don't think he was the right man for the job. However, Pochettino, before we get started, I want to say well done for everything you've done for Chelsea Football Club. Respect to you, and more importantly, you did a decent job. You left yourself with all the courtesy and respect that you have for yourself, the organization, and you're going to walk out and get yourself another job, most probably not of the level, but you're going to do well. So bravo. This isn't personal. It was strictly business. Then we're going to talk about the fact that an England squad gets announced and only 2 Chelsea players made it in. 5 Chelsea players didn't get called up. That is great news for me. With all the injuries that we had, I don't care what they wanted to do, whether they wanted to go to the Euros. I'm happy that they're not going. And the final bit, we are getting bumped. When I tell you teams are putting low bids in for our players, I am telling you now, Chelsea better not be selling Ian Maatsen for that low ball fee, and shouldn't definitely not be selling Trevor Chalobah for that tiny fee either. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is going to be a big one. I can't believe this has happened. I literally just got off the plane 2 hours ago. As you can see, I'm back at home. Let's get into it. Where do we start? For the last week, I've been telling you this end of season review is going to be massive. There is going to be fireworks and Pochettino could walk. And it looks like Pochettino has walked or has been sacked. We don't have the confirmation. All we have is Matt Law and the official Chelsea channel telling us that Pochettino has left. They were super grateful to Mauricio Pochettino. They said he's put us in a good position for years to come, whether it's in the league and in Europe. We are going to be in a position where we can start competing from next year, and they were uber positive. And I'm not going to lie to you, I think they're correct. Mauricio Pochettino done an okay job. I'm not going to say he done a great job. I'm not going to say he done a bad job. He did an okay job. He secured a good finish from a horrible situation that we were in the middle of the league. The situation was enhanced by his poor decisions, by his lack of tactical flexibility. However, he did have mitigating circumstances, a lot of injuries that he had to deal with, a young squad, but it was everything that he knew when he accepted the role. So I don't want to hear Poch never was given a fair crack. He really was. He was given a chance that other managers at this football club have not been given. He was given more than enough time to prove his worth, and in my opinion, the reason why he was sacked at the end or left was because of his mouth. Chelsea would have happily went on with him. He would have happily been our manager if he didn't start saying, I want more transfers. Control. And for me, that is where it ends. That is where Mauricio Pochettino needed to go. And I explained it yesterday, but I'll explain it for you guys again today. Mauricio Pochettino is not good enough of a manager to have an input on what type of players come into Chelsea Football Club. Mauricio Pochettino is not the caliber of Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta, nor is he a Jurgen Klopp, and he doesn't even have control over what players come in. There is a sporting director hired, in Chelsea's case, 2 for a specific reason. There is a recruitment team that goes and finds the players, brings it, and the sporting directors build the team in their avenue. What happened at Chelsea this year was a failure from the sporting directors. They hired a man that didn't share the vision that they shared. That is it. They wanted a young team with more fluidity, more control, because that's the players they bought for this team. Pochettino wanted an athletic, experienced team. First of all, how the hell did he get hired? If I'm Iqbali and Bowley, I am sitting them down and saying, how on earth did you hire this man? Why did we have to have a 2-month interview process for you to go and hire a man that doesn't share the same vision? Because evidently either Pochettino throughout the year, when he started doing better and won 5 games in a row, got himself a little bit more bollocks and started saying, you know what, I deserve it. I need more power, and started going back on what he was initially agreeing on, or you hired him without doing your relevant check. And for me, Either way, we had to go our separate ways. Pochettino got us to 6th place, got us to a final of a cup, got us to a semi-final. But you need to remember, this is Chelsea Football Club. The money we spend, the demands from the fans, and for me, what is really highlighted, a lot of fans are very reactionary. We won 5 games, everyone forgot the reasons they wanted Poch out 6 weeks ago after we got slapped by Arsenal. People wanted Poch to stay out of fear rather of what could happen next. And speaking about what could happen next, apparently, Thomas Tuchel is pushing for the job at Chelsea. He's happy to sit out a year if needed, if he doesn't get a Premier League return, but he's interested in Manchester United and he's interested with Chelsea, and initial talks apparently have occurred. I don't believe this story. This is coming from Sky Germany. This is Tuchel's people trying to get him a job. The next story that came out is Pochettino might be going to Manchester United or Pochettino might be going to Bayern Munich. I do not believe this story. I think this is his people trying to save face. Manchester United are not interested in Mauricio Pochettino, especially the way he handled himself at the end. I don't believe it. And Bayern Munich want a manager that speaks German. This has always been a criteria. The only man that they've hired in recent history that did not speak German, if I'm not mistaken, is Carlo Ancelotti. Even before Pep went there, he learned German beforehand during his sabbatical. So for me, I don't see them hiring Pochettino. So now, what does this leave Chelsea with? So the Stuttgart manager, according to Matt Law, is high on the list. The Girona manager and Michel is high on the list. Kieran McKenna is high on the list. And the final one is Endo Mendoza, I think his name is. It's the Leicester City manager. What do they all have in common? They are super young. There have been reports coming out that Ruben Amorim will be revisited, but I don't see that deal happening purely based on the fact when I was in Portugal yesterday, I saw on their TV, they basically threw him a massive party and they were boasting how he's going to stay for another year. If Ruben Amorim leaves them, I'm telling you now, the Sporting Ultras are going to go mad. So I don't know what's going to happen, but you know what's going to happen. On the Kavkas View, we'll be covering all the breaking news. There is going to be a lot. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to be aware of when the videos are coming out. Hit the bell notification if you're super eager. But Pochettino is gone. It is a good day for Chelsea Football Club because I feel like the project is back on track. A lot of you won't agree with that. I feel like we were going in the right direction, but just off course. Now we will revert back on course and then it's the next lesson. Let's see who they hire this time. In regards to the financial side of things, it looks like clubs are going to try bump us. And Chelsea Football Club are looking for 25 million for Trevor Chalobah. On what planet is Trevor Chalobah worth 25 million but Axel Disasi is worth 38.5? On what planet do we sell such a good commodity in Trevor Chalobah to a rival for so cheap? This is what I don't understand. When you sell Mason Mount to Man United for £60 million, that is a great bit of business. When you sell Kai Havertz to Arsenal for 70 million, great bit of business. When you sell Conor Gallagher to Tottenham or to Newcastle or to Aston Villa for 45 million, great bit of business because the fees are stupid. They're not worth the money that they're going for, in my opinion. Trevor Chalobah is worth 25 million. And if not only 25 million, he's worth 30, 40 million pounds. He's that good. And he will be hard to replace. So for me, Chelsea should not be accepting this under no circumstances, and it is very frustrating that they will even consider it. The next one, Dortmund. Why are Dortmund acting like they're broke boys? Like, I don't understand this. And you know what really frustrates me is they're not willing to pay the 30 million pounds that his release clause is, the 35 million euros. They want a discount to 21 million pounds. On what ground is he worth 21 million? He just got you to a Champions League final with his performances, being beautifully elegant on the ball, energetic, versatile. The whole of Europe is looking at this player and saying, what are Chelsea doing? Yet they want to lowball us with 21 million. Listen, I don't know who the new gaffer is, but whoever it is, I want him to pick up the phone and chat to Maatsen. Maatsen needs to come back to Chelsea next year. I will happily sell Trevor Chalobah and Conor Gallagher if it means we can keep Ian Maatsen, because it means we have a left back that is guaranteed to start. It is frustrating that we will go and spend 50, 40 million pounds on a young left back when we have already developed one from Cobham. But it is what it is. There will be more news on that. We just need to be a little bit more calm, because I'm not very calm. I'm a bit amped up right now. I'm not going to lie to you. That Poch is gone. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. But the next part. So there were 5 Chelsea players that were in contention, 7 actually Chelsea players in contention to go to the Euros, and only 2 of them have got called up. Surprisingly, Cole Palmer will be going. He's in the provisional squad, so unless he gets cut by the next 7, he will be going to England. He's a Chelsea representative and will be going. The next player is Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher also made the provisional squad, and you know what? We know he's going to go because Gareth Southgate loves him. He's basically the new Jordan Henderson in an England team. He'll put in the effort, he'll run around, he'll cover ground, win tackles, he'll do the ugly work, and England need that. We won't be keeping the ball much. We're going to be hitting teams on the break. So Conor Gallagher will be wonderful to have within the team. Good for England. But there are players that aren't going to go. So first of all, the big one, Reece James misses out. This was expected. I would have been shocked, but the precedent he set with taking Luke Shaw makes me question why he's not taking Reece James, and I think it's because he hasn't played enough football. But for me, this is great news. Let Reece recover, let him have a time off with his body, and more importantly, come back to pre-season early, fit, healthy, ready to go from the 4th game of the season, because obviously he's going to miss it. Levi Colwill. Levi Colwill is another one that isn't going. He hasn't played football. So he hasn't played football for the last 3 to 4 months. So for the reality is he's not in the right condition to go. Same goes for Ben Chilwell. I think that's a quality issue. As Ben Chilwell isn't going not because he's not fit. I don't think Ben Chilwell's good enough to go. I think even though England are lacking in that left back position, Ben Chilwell has not had a good enough season if I was picking an England squad to take him. I'm sorry. The game has really evolved past what Ben Chilwell can offer, and Ben Chilwell has regressed as a player heavily. The other players that aren't going is Trevor Chalobah. I can't believe Trevor Chalobah's not even in the squad. Kwanzaa, the player from Liverpool is in the squad to be checked out, but you're not taking Trevor Chalobah. Like, I don't understand what Southgate's doing. Trevor Chalobah, Fikayo Tomori aren't in contention to go. Like, yeah, Harry Maguire will go. Yeah, like, players that are just not of the same caliber. The versatility Trevor offers them should be, like, looked at. He can play left centre-back, right centre-back, centre-back, right back, right wing-back, centre defensive mid. Why would you not take a player of that quality? This guy's got Champions League experience, Premier League experience. He's a top centre-half, yet he always gets overlooked. It's frustrating for me. And the final one was Raheem Sterling. Sterling's not going either. And, you know, a lot of us expected this purely based on the fact that Sterling hasn't been, like, selected for the last squads. But, you know, you look at it, Jack Grealish is going. I don't think Jack Grealish had a better season than Raheem Sterling this year. But at the same time, Marcus Rashford isn't going. Gareth threw a couple of wrenches in there, you know, like something that we didn't expect. But it is what it is. Guys, this is the Kavkas View. I will be back tomorrow with more news because obviously, you know, there's going to be more stories about Mr. Mauricio Pochettino getting kicked out of Chelsea Football Club. But it is what it is. I hope you lot enjoyed it. I'm back. The videos are going to be better than ever. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.